A piece of new information about Michael Jordan's unknown son just got out, and it could be the news of the decade. Although we know a lot about the legendary basketball player, it seems like he kept a little secret from the world. This secret became exposed when a couple of fans discovered the possibility that Jimmy Butler, a forward for the Miami Heat, is Michael Jordan's unknown son. However, the Rim Report is here to confirm if indeed Jimmy Butler is Michael Jordan's son. So come along to find out. To many, Michael Jordan is worshipped as the greatest basketball player of all time with a perfect life. But that is not the case. Despite MJ's excellent statistics, records, and fantastic style of play, he didn't have a perfect life outside the basketball court, as most people assume. Michael Jordan had a pretty turbulent marital life, and the whole world got to know in 2002 when a divorce ensued between Jordan and his wife, at the time, Juanita Vanoy. After both parties split in a divorce settlement estimated to be around $168 million. Rumors came up years later saying that Michael Jordan had a child outside his marriage. Jordan's marriage with Juanita Vanoy was blessed with 3 children, which we all know. So where did a 4th child come from, and with whom? Could that child be Jimmy Butler III? When we examine Jimmy Butler III's performances on the court and relate them to Michael Jordan's, we might have dots connecting here. However, that will not be the only factor confirming Jimmy Butler as a son of Michael Jordan. Jimmy Butler is a fierce competitor, a clutch player, and a defensive powerhouse on the court. He proved himself a certified star when he led his team to the NBA Finals 3 years ago, and that was when speculations about his relation to Michael Jordan began. Another factor that led to this comparison was Jimmy Butler's playoff career-high 56-point night in Game 4 against the Milwaukee Bucks. That was such a wonderful game, and almost everyone has been amazed by Butler's moves in the playoffs. Apart from Butler's incredible style of play, one definite factor that stands evident about Michael Jordan and Jimmy Butler is their physical attributes. Theorists have speculated that the resemblance between Michael Jordan and Jimmy Butler is glaring, and they even compared the young faces of both basketballers side by side. The resemblance between both players honestly cannot be ignored, yet theorists didn't stop there as they compared the height of both players. Michael Jordan was listed as 6'6". Jimmy is listed as an inch taller at 6'7". People at this height range are quite rare in the first place. Also, Michael Jordan was also around Houston and free for 3 days around 9 months before Jimmy Butler was born. Considering that it is his birthplace and Michael Jordan's presence in the area at the time, Jimmy Butler could actually be Michael Jordan's son. However, both Butler and Jordan have denied the rumors, and there has been no DNA test to confirm or deny the relationship. That is another section to investigate because back in 2003, Jordan was once accused by a woman named Carla Naffel of being her child's father, and a DNA test was done to prove that Michael Jordan did not father Naffel's child. But in Jimmy Butler's case, there haven't been talks about going for a DNA test to confirm these suspicions. So there might be something fishy between Michael Jordan and Jimmy Butler. Even though both parties have denied all allegations, we're still seeing a lot of clear facts as both players have even more similarities in their court statistical performances. To begin with, Jimmy Butler once shared the iconic number 23 Michael Jordan wore while he played. Butler has also played for the Chicago Bulls, the same as Michael Jordan. In the 2016 to 2017 season, Butler averaged 23.9 points, 6.2 rebounds, and 5.5 assists per game while shooting 45.5% from the field. By comparison, in the 1995 to 1996 season, widely regarded as Jordan's best, Jordan averaged 30.4 points, 6.6 rebounds, and 4.3 assists per game while shooting 49.5% from the field. It's not just the numbers that are impressive, it's the way both players approach the game. Jordan was known for his fierce competitiveness, drive to win at all costs, and ability to rise to the occasion in clutch situations, and the same can be said for Butler. In fact, in a game against the Charlotte Hornets, Butler put on a performance that had many people drawing comparisons to Jordan. But it wasn't just the numbers that impressed me, it was how he did it. Butler was in complete control of the game, dominating both ends of the court and making key plays when it mattered most. Moments like these remind us of the similarities between Jordan and Butler. Both players have a killer instinct, a willingness to take on any challenge, and a drive to be the best. And while we may never know if Butler is truly Jordan's son, there's no denying that he has inherited some of Jordan's skills, both on and off the court. That led us to dig for information about Jimmy Butler's early life. Growing up in Tomball, Texas, Butler didn't have it easy. His family struggled to make ends meet, and he had to overcome poverty, instability, and his father's absence. But basketball was always his escape, his way of channeling his energy and finding hope in a seemingly hopeless situation. After playing at Tyler Junior College, Butler earned a scholarship to Marquette University, where he became a standout player. However, his journey to the NBA was a challenging one. He was drafted 30th overall by the Chicago Bulls in 2011, but struggled to find his place in the team's lineup. It wasn't until the 2014 to 2015 season that he broke out, becoming one of the league's most dominant players and leading the Bulls to the playoffs. Jimmy Butler performed incredibly in Game 4 of the 2023 NBA Eastern Conference first round against the Milwaukee Bucks. He bagged 56 points on 19 of 28 shooting, including 7 of 12 from three-point range. He also added 9 rebounds and 2 assists. Butler's performance helped the Heat rally from a 14-point deficit in the fourth quarter to win the game 119-114. Butler's performance was reminiscent of some of the great games that Michael Jordan played in the playoffs. Jordan is known for his clutch scoring, and Butler showed that he has that same ability. Butler's performance was a major factor in the Heat's victory, and it helped them take a 3-1 lead in the series. Butler's performance was one of the most impressive games in the 2023 NBA playoffs, and that shows he is a top-tier player who can take over games when his team needs him most. Butler's performance also reminds us of the similarities between him and Michael Jordan. Both players are fierce competitors who are always looking to win. Both players can also take over games and lead their teams to victory. Jimmy Butler and Michael Jordan go beyond their off-court struggles into their playing styles. Both players are known for their tenacity, work ethic, and ability to dominate on both court ends. For instance, like Jordan, Butler's fierce competitiveness makes him a force to be reckoned with on the court. He's a two-way player who excels on both offense and defense, and he's earned a reputation as one of the toughest defenders in the league. Like Jordan, Butler can elevate his game in high-pressure situations, making him a clutch performer in shocking moments. One moment we cannot forget about Jimmy Butler's dominance during practice while playing for the Minnesota Timberwolves. This happened while he was awaiting a resolution on his trade request to the Philadelphia 76ers. While the team practiced, it was said that Jimmy Butler spent most of his time verbally challenging teammates, coaches, and the front office. At some point, he went on to target the head coach at the time, Tom Thibodeau, and the general manager at the time, Scott Layden. Even Butler's teammates at the time, Karl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins, were not spared. Butler then went on to play with the third-string players on the Timberwolves against the starters. And Butler's team beat the starters in a scrimmage. As the practice game progressed, it was said that Butler yelled in Layden's direction, saying, "You need me. You can't win without me." It was such a dramatic event that even ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski talked about it on his Twitter account, saying, "A lot of Minnesota players left Timberwolves practice today energized by Butler's performance, mesmerized with him taking end-of-the-bench players and running the table on the regulars," sources said. At the end, he marched out like if a mic drop. Butler delivered a tour de force. What else can we say if he didn't get these genes from Michael Jordan, who is also a ruthless, offensive assassin who doesn't hesitate to take any shots? Regardless of whether or not the theory is true, it has divided fans and experts alike. While some insist that there's no way Jimmy Butler is Michael Jordan's son, others are convinced that there's something to the story. But what do you think? Do you believe that Jimmy Butler is Michael Jordan's son? Or do you think it's all just a coincidence? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to subscribe to The Rim Report for the best basketball content online.